What's poppin', people? It's Dante, currently walking along the Delaware River here at Penn's Landing, Philadelphia. Lots of construction going on. They're going to be making a park here eventually, but there's something about being here on the river. Check it out. We got the Ben Franklin boat, the Ben Franklin Bridge, and yeah, it gives me this feeling of abundance walking here, and I don't know what that means, but I'm gonna try to describe it. And so when I walk in solitude alone, in my own silence, contemplating life, thinking about whatever's coming to mind, maybe even shutting down my mind, there's a combination, right? It's like, sometimes when I walk down this street or this path here on the promenade, like I'll start speaking to myself out loud, just like processing thoughts. But then there's parts of the day where I'm not thinking and I'm walking here, and I'm starting to feel so happy and blissful. It's weird. It's like I go in between speaking out loud to myself, thinking about things deeply, whether it's my photography, my thoughts about the future, maybe my opinion on something, right? And trying to understand why I think a certain thought. But then there's periods where I'm just in complete silence walking, and I see the glittering sun on the water and the horizon and all those cars on the bridge over there, and how many people are probably over there on the bridge, and how alone I am over here. And it just, like, I feel like I zoom out from a third person perspective, sort of like an eagle in flight, looking down at myself from the heavens. And I feel like, wow, it's like, I don't know, there's just something about being by the water. It's quite empowering, because I feel like when I'm by the water and this, you know, constant flow, this constant flux of movement of the water reminds me that, you know, people have probably walked here along this river for thousands of years, and so many generations have passed before me, and I'm just grateful to be here too, under the same sun that they dwelled under. And that abundant feeling flows through me when I return to the river, because of how physiologically good I feel under the sun, specifically too, right? Like if I'm in the city streets on this current day, at this current time, there's actually not much sunlight in the street because of the way it casts upon the looming skyscrapers and whatever. And so there's certainly a connection to the sunlight and the way it makes you feel, and the contractions of your the contraction of your muscles, releasing certain hormonal chemicals. What are they called? Serotonin or dopamine, whatever it is. Like, you feel good moving your body, walking under the sun. And I think this is what bliss is. Like, this is what paradise is. And when you combine it with a river trail or just a path like this by an open space, right? Like no buildings in view, and just the horizon and water. Like, you know, this is the closest thing I get to being by the ocean in Philadelphia. You know, while I love the Schuylkill River, this one is way more vast and wide. So it makes me feel like I'm by the beach. And it's just really uplifting. The abundant feeling I get is kind of wild. I still don't know how to describe it, but hopefully through words I can, as I just speak out loud with my GoPro Mini. And yeah, it's kind of overwhelming. I feel like you become so blissful that you want to cry. It's genuinely, I don't know why. It's like I just feel so alive and so good when I'm by the water. And it's like a combination of feeling really small in a big universe, but also feeling like you are the universe and everything is connected or something. And I think about all of the memories I have through my experiences photographing all over the world or in my city, you know, even just simply coming back to this location time and time again for over a decade now. I remember being in high school, coming here. Actually, this is like one of the first places I came to photograph, I think, when I was, you know, 16, 17 years old, whatever. And to be 28 now and like continuously coming back to the same spot and like I feel like I'm fueling my lust for life through embracing the mundane walk and the mundane journey of returning eternally to this spot, to this feeling, to this moment. And I feel that way by this spot in the river, the Delaware River here in Philadelphia. Yeah, don't know what it is. I feel like when I start to approach the sign that says welcome to Penn's Landing or whatever, I like close my eyes, or like I just feel like all like a flash of like all of the times I've returned to the spot, like all at once, right? Like when I return to this spot, I think in my head, how many times have I walked here? Like thousands of times, right? Because that's it. Like that's the feeling I get when I essentially approach this river. I'm like, wow, like it's like I feel like I have like 1,000 flashbacks of me seeing the same view, the same thing, all at once. That's I'm gonna leave it at that. That's how I feel. That's the feeling of abundance I get by the water. Yeah, does it make sense? Who knows? Just sharing. So beautiful. I freaking love the outskirts of Philadelphia, just walking by myself. I feel like it reminds me how open and endless the world is, and how much there's to see, to experience, to do. Like all of that feeling comes to me at once by the river. It's really nice.